Her husband was the most powerful man in the world, but that never stopped Valeria Messalina from looking elsewhere to satisfy her lust. And when I say lust, I don't mean just any regular kind. This woman wanted it all: power, riches, and most importantly, sex. In fact, according to Roman historians, she slept with 100 men in a single night, humiliating the most expensive prostitute in Rome. She was escorted to the Palatine Hill Palace, wearing a golden embroidered gown, sitting on a chariot drawn by 8 horses. She threw extravagant parties, wore the finest clothes, and lived in the most luxurious apartments in the imperial palace. Everyone praised her beauty, intelligence, and refinement. Her first target was the emperor's niece, Domitia, whom Claudius had promised to marry before choosing Messalina as his bride. Messalina hated her, Antin-La, who was older than her, and considered her a rival. She had a special room in the palace where she kept her favorite perfumes and cosmetics. One historian described the gathering as a clash between virtue and depravity, elegance and vulgarity, nobility and baseness. Although the names of most of her lovers are lost to history, one stood out because of his profession. A few days later, Messalina organized another competition, but this time it was in a taverna near the palace. During ancient Roman times, such behavior was commonplace. Both men and women freely participated in orgies, and prostitution was considered a respectable profession. The secret trysts, assignations, and trysts went on for months, maybe even years. It was as if the Empress had a magical invisibility cloak that shielded her from prying eyes. However, it seems that her luck eventually ran out. Unable to resist the urge to flirt, she barged into the party and spent the entire night dancing and laughing with the handsome Suffet consul. They had an incredible time and Messalina left, with a promise of more nights to come. But little did she know that she had been set up. Silas was actually trying to frame her for a scandalous affair. Moreover, for many Roman emperors, having numerous sexual partners was a symbol of masculine prowess. Instead, they took her to the gardens outside the palace walls, where they beheaded her. The once powerful Empress was dead, and with that, her story came to an end. He was the same person to whom Messalina was betrothed before marrying Claudius. Then you will surely enjoy the one on Agrippina, the younger, the most evil woman in Roman history. But now he was back in the picture, having secured the position of Suffet consul. He was jealous of Claudius's power and wanted it for himself, so he decided to use Messalina to bring down the emperor. As soon as she left, Silas sent a letter to Claudius, accusing her of cheating. The emperor was furious when he read the letter and immediately ordered his wife to be summoned. After becoming friends with the emperor, Silas moved into the palace, much to Messalina's dismay. She tried to explain that she had been set up, but Claudius didn't want to hear any excuses. He ordered her to be arrested and taken to the Tullian prison beneath the Roman Forum. There, she was stripped of her imperial garments and thrown into a dark cell. Her luxurious life had come to an end. The empress tried her best to avoid him, but fate had other plans. So while Messalina's actions might seem outrageous to us today, they were simply a reflection of the sexual norms and values of ancient Roman society. Here, instead of competing against a prostitute, she challenged a freed man who worked for the imperial household. His name was Narcissus, and he too was considered the best in his field. But he didn't stand a chance against the Empress. Messalina slept with 250 men that night, humiliating Narcissus, who only managed to sleep with 100 men. Despite her efforts to defend herself, the emperor was adamant about ending their marriage. He divorced her without giving her a chance to explain. Then he ordered that she'll be executed without a trial. His name was Felix, and he was one of the most expensive prostitutes in Rome. In fact, the emperor's wife decided to put her reputation on the line and publicly challenged him to a contest to see who could seduce more men in one night. The walls were adorned with paintings of mythological women, perhaps inspiring Messalina to emulate them. Messalina won the competition by sleeping with over 100 men, while the best prostitute managed to sleep with 72 men. Now, you might be wondering, how did they count the men? Well, apparently they used tokens. Each man received a token after satisfying the lady, which was then exchanged for wine. The one who had the most tokens at the end of the night was declared the winner. But she wasn't interested in the myths. She preferred to write her own stories of love affairs, secret trysts, and assignations with men she picked up at taverns. To eliminate her, she concocted a plan and invited her to dinner. According to Cassius Dio, Messalina served Domitia a poisonous dinner, killing her instantly. This was just the beginning. Suetonius wrote in his book, The 12 Caesars, that Messalina had features that were not regular or beautiful, yet she was strikingly attractive overall. She was exceedingly graceful in her movements, and very accomplished in various arts. Her hair was adorned with golden ornaments, which may have contained precious gems. People lining up the streets cheered her on, unaware that she was already married. What made her behavior even more outrageous was the fact that she never bothered to hide her actions. In fact, she flaunted them in public. For instance, there was an infamous incident where Messalina entered a chariot race at the Circus Maximus, openly having fun with her secret lover. Such actions enraged Claudius, who was furious to see his wife humiliated him in public. But he never suspected that the list of her lovers was endless. Stay till the end to know how this story ended for her. It all started in 48 AD. At that time, Rome was ruled by Emperor Claudius, a man whose weakness for women was well known. It is said that he had at least 6 marriages before meeting Messalina. The future empress was only 16 years old when the two met. While her exact origin is unknown, historians believe she might have been born in a small village called Valeria. Her father was Gaius Valerius Catullus Messalinus, a Roman knight who belonged to a family of equestrian rank. He made sure his daughter got the best education money could buy, and even betrothed her to his friend's son, a man named Sa. But when Claudius cast his eyes on the young girl, everything changed. He was head over heels for her, and soon arranged a meeting with Messalina's father. We don't know what was discussed during the meeting, but we can guess that the emperor probably offered him a lucrative deal to marry his daughter. That or he threatened him into agreeing. Either way, Messalina's father accepted the proposal, and the wedding preparations began. As for her fiancé, he was sent away without even getting to see his bride. When Messalina heard about this, she broke down in tears. But her father told her that it was the best thing for her future. "Stop crying," he said. "You are going to become the Empress of Rome." We don't know if those words comforted her, but one thing is certain. Her father knew how to make a grand entrance. The day had finally come for her to marry the emperor. When Messalina became the Empress of Rome at the age of 17, she enjoyed all the luxuries that came with it. But behind that elegant facade lurked a dangerous woman, a woman who would stop at nothing to get what she wanted. Throughout their marriage, Messalina remained unsatisfied and turned to other men for comfort. While everyone admired Messalina for being a devoted wife and mother, her real life was filled with debauchery and promiscuity. There was one occasion when she hosted a party for 8 men, including a former slave and a freed man. According to Roman historian Petronius, the game took place in a brothel in the red light district of Rome, and each contestant was given an equal number of beds. If you think the story ends here, well, you are wrong. Although the details of these scandalous competitions might seem bizarre to us today, it's important to remember that we are judging them by modern standards. The most amazing part is that despite having countless lovers, Messalina never got caught. Historians believe that Messalina's downfall came when she crossed paths with a man named Silas. One evening, Silas was hosting a dinner party in his apartment when Messalina happened to pass by. In reality, he had been plotting against the emperor for quite some time. Messalina was shocked when she saw the angry look on her husband's face. The next day, she was led through the palace corridors to the throne room where Claudius sat waiting for her. As the guards dragged her away, Messalina begged for mercy, but they ignored her pleas. Did you like this video?